Been featured on the History Channel, ABC, the Discovery Channel, NBC, SCN, I'm not sure what that is, USA, the Weather Channel, PBS, BBC 2, NHK, CBS, and the Learning Channel. Quite the thing here. Let's go in and take a peek. Get this sign here for, it says learn more about the Mammoth site by downloading the Scarab Hunt app. Download the Scarab Hunt app and play the Mammoth site game for free through the Google Play Store or Apple Store. Okay? This is the gift shop here at the Mammoth site. You gotta buy a ticket here to get in.
I want to say it's a tiger. And a T-Rex. And this dinosaur.
Okay, I'm gonna get a ticket and we'll go in. Okay, here's where we enter. They gave me a book to follow so I don't get lost in here. Guess they knew me. But we're gonna go down here to site number 1 first. They have guided tours of this. It doesn't start for 15 minutes and it's like 45 minutes long. And I just don't feel like I got that much time right now. These look like some of the minerals and stones and stuff that they've pulled out. Oh. Good God, man. Okay, it says you can pick these up. Not very heavy. Thought it would weigh more than that. Of course, I don't know if they're real. They don't feel like bones. There's a big one. Okay, we are looking for site number 1. See it down there? There's all kinds of stuff down there. I assume it's all real. Okay. There's a whole book here of lower position. Marker flag 1 marks the actual center of the spring conduit where warm water slowly emerged into the sinkhole to create a deceivingly friendly pond. Groundwater moving through the lower porous limestone eroded away and the limestone forming a large cavern. As the cavern grew, the weight of the sediment layers above eventually collapsed the roof of the cavern, forming a bowl-shaped depression called a sinkhole. The collapsed roof opened cracks, allowing the spring water to bubble up into the sinkhole, creating a small pond environment. In 1976, 3 core samples were taken of the sediments, which showed that the sinkhole contains at least 67 feet of layered sands, clays, and mammoth bones. In the earlier days of excavations, researchers removed fossils from the area designated by Flag 1. In the early 1980s, scientists temporarily ceased excavation to protect the site and to construct the building that you are now standing in. Now head up the ramp to your left to number 2. And I'm sure I can see them. I hope you can in the camera. But there's all kinds of stuff still in the dirt here, and I don't know. I gotta assume it's real. And there's just a ton of it. I did not see number 2 and wasn't paying attention, I guess. It's gotta be right here. Number 2 is, I think the sign is down. I guess I don't see it unless it's down low here. Yeah, there's one down there, but I don't see number 2. Large butterfly-shaped bone at flag 2. Guess I'm blind, I just don't see number 2. This side. Ah, there it is up there. And up there, okay, number 2, the large butterfly-shaped bone at flag 2 is a complete pelvis bone, both blades equal to our hip bone. Paleontologists have found that one can measure the pelvis to determine the gender of the animal, male or female. Thus far, researchers at the site have found that all complete hip bones of mammoths in the sinkhole are male. At first, this may seem odd to you, but when you look into the social structure of both types of living elephants, Asian and African, all male herds are created when adolescent males are forced out of the main group by the principal female. The sinkhole skeletons may be recording an ice age all-male herd of mammoths. As the decomposing mammoths sank to the bottom of the pond, sediment slowly settled in and around them. Below and around the pelvis you can see layer upon layer of sand, silts, and clay that have encased the bone. These nicely layered sediments indicate no churning or strong currents occurred in the water at this depth. There's these walls back here. They've got arrows pointing to like where there's skulls and things like that that haven't been dug up yet. See the green arrows there? And I think there's more as it goes around. Yep, there's more over on this side too. Okay, well that's stop number 3 here. I guess over there on the left is a woolly mammoth. Over here, where there's more arrows, Columbian. Vertical wall. The Mammoth site sinkhole pond that you're now standing on the edge of contains skeletal remains. Oh wait, looking at flag 3, you will see a pair of oval-shaped objects with their flat surfaces characterized. Oh, right there. So yeah, those 2 square things there, just a couple feet to the right of the number 3 there. What you are looking at is the flat chewing surface of 2 upper molars from a Columbian mammoth. These teeth provide information on the individual age of the mammoth, distinguish between woolly and Columbian mammoths, and help scientists reconstruct their diet. The teeth of this fossil specimen currently puts its age at approximately 38 years old. Ready to go on? Head further up the ramp, okay? And 40,000 years ago. Number 4 here. Okay, where there's all these arrows, so is skulls and teeth and things like that that they've exposed but haven't dug out of there yet. This is amazing. I mean, it doesn't kind of look real, but it is. Okay, number 5. By the arrow there. Now look straight across between the 2 skulls to the wall. Okay, that's the 2 skulls to the wall. Notice the multiple layers of sediments. These are nicely divided in distinct, fairly horizontal layers. Yeah, you can see that. This indicates the water was not turbulent or fast flowing while the sediments were being deposited. Notice the green arrows on the wall. Research indicates that the curved irregularities of the sediment layers could be caused by feet such as stepping in mud, and based on the size of these depressions were likely made by mammoths. Apparently by this time the sediment infilling the sinkhole mud and the water was at a depth that a swimming mammoth would be able to touch the bottom of the pond with their footprints were recorded in the soft mud. Imagine stepping in mud, your foot sinking down, and as you pull your feet back, the muck sucks at your foot and distorts the ground below. Your view here of the footprints is in profile, a cross-section. Okay, so pushing down on it, that's what caused that. Slippery shale. Okay, this is what I was told. Proceed up the ramp on your left towards flag 6 and 7. Six and 7, where might you be? Some stuff here, but crystal layers, and I'm not going to stop and read them all. I'm reading enough as it is. Okay, I see 8 here, but I missed 6 and 7, so let's go back and see if we can find that. Oh, it's on this side. There's 7, and then 6 is at the top. Okay. You have crossed over the red oxidized iron-rich spearfish shale that is the border of the sinkhole. You are now standing inside the ancient pond. Looking to the left, note the wall of the spearfish shale is fairly vertical. Big old bone right there. Okay, I think they're talking about this here, because it looks like it's up and down and not sideways. It's fairly big on the interior. When the shale is wet, it becomes a slippery, muddy, clay-like substance. This will be very difficult, if not impossible, spot for any animal, including those with claws or fingers, to climb out of the pond. Remember, the top of the sinkhole was about 25 feet above you during the ice age. It has since eroded. I think there's a typo there. That didn't sound right. Sinkhole was about 25 feet above you during was about 25 foot above you during the ice age. Okay, it has since eroded. Yeah, we're just pointing out all the bones. You can see the big, I'm not very good at this, tibulas and whatever. You can see there's one there, there's a big one there, there's one down low there, right above that bucket. Gosh, everywhere. It looks like tusks or something right there. There's a big tusk right there. See it, that loop there? Goodness gracious. This is pretty amazing that they found all this. Okay, number 7 is just a display of some of the tools that they use to pull the dirt back and stuff to find the stuff. Let's move on to number 8 here. Sorry about the camera. I'm also carrying a book here and trying to flip through the pages. Okay, let's see what's over. Boy, there's a lot of stuff over here. All kinds of tusks and bones, and man, that's a huge one right there. That's got to be 10 foot long, I'll bet. You see it? It starts just to the left of the number 8 there and comes down. That thing is huge. There's another one down there in the bottom. I mean, they're everywhere here. I can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, and 12 without even hardly moving my head, just in my straight ahead vision. Holy cow. Man, this is pretty incredible. My next door neighbors back at Spur Meadows Campground told me about this place if I get down in this area to stop in and check it out. So, it's exactly what I'm doing. Alright, flip another page here. Okay, you are now at the far western edge of the sinkhole, but still on the inside. Take a look at the number of isolated tusks in the area immediately below where you are standing. I mean, they're everywhere, just everywhere. Realize that tusks are ever-growing teeth that are only loosely connected into the socket of the skull. Because of this, they can easily slide out of the socket while the carcass is decomposing. There are no tusks in the lower jaw of the elephant and mammoths, but some distant relatives have tusks in both upper and lower jaws. Thus far, there are 122 tusks recovered in the sinkhole, knowing that each individual had only 2 tusks when it died. A minimum of 61 mammoths are currently exposed. Only 2 mammoths have been identified as the smaller woolly mammoth. So I guess the rest of them are that big Colombian mammoth. Note the number of lower jaws in the same area. Look down to the lower jaw below flag 9. Which is right here. This camera keeps. All mammoths and elephants have flat grinding teeth made up of a number of vertically aligned plates cemented together. As these plates erode through chewing, they become the ideal shears for grinding up grass and sedges, which paleontologists determine made up the majority of their diet. You can see that it almost looks like a couple of bottom of a shoe or something there. That's the jawbone there. God, there's stuff everywhere here. This is really a little bit more amazing than I thought it might be. It really makes you think about, you know, the world and I'm just kind of walking around here now. Oh, I missed something here. Let me go back and get a little picture of this. Picture there. Stuffed animal. Got these bones up here. Yeah, I'm still learning this gimbal thing. It's a little bit weird, but I'm getting it. Oh, I've got a tour group coming in behind me. That's the one that was going to take off in 15 minutes. There's just tusks, and there's another big one right over there. Wow. Here this looks like a dig back. They dug it back. I guess they had this dig going and they stopped it for a bit so they could kind of build this building over it and stuff to protect it. From the top here. Pretty amazing. Get over on this side. Oops, sorry about all that. Mammoth there. I don't see much down here. They do have some things tagged and stuff, so I'm sure there's stuff that's just not sticking out a lot yet. This is the top side from where we started out at, looking at it from the other direction up higher. This is bone structure. Looks like he's got a lot of bones in his head. A lot of these big bones, or looks like it's coming out of his head there. Pretty amazing. Look down there. Straight ahead, there's the little red flag there, and you look just above it, and it looks like there's a whole upper jaw with both tusks hooked into it. I hope you can see that. I think we're coming to the end of it here. This is a pretty cool stop, though. Angle here. Family down here getting a picture. It's just incredible. Probably have a laser machine here to determine depths and where everything is located. Asian elephant dung. African elephant dung. Awesome. Unerupted African elephant tooth enamel. You can read all that. These are basically teeth. These are tusks. Tusks were useful in defense, food gathering, and intimidating competitors. Yeah, do you think? It's just all kinds of different animals here. Maybe they found all this stuff here too. I'm not really sure. There's a Fossil of a minnow there in the rock. Uncovered in 1998. You see it in there? Okay. There's a couple of little shells and things like that in this display, but you gotta look through this magnifying glass to see them. I don't know if I can make that happen. See that little shell there? That stuff. There's another little shell. These are pretty small. And you can, that under there isn't much bigger than the head of a pin. This is a clam. And it too is really small. This one's even smaller, a slug. A snail. That's really tiny. Like a couple grains of sand together or something, not very big at all. There's another snail, also very little. Another snail here, again very tiny. Okay, it looks like there's one little display over here, and then we're pretty much covered it all. Bones. Today's elephants are not as large as their ancestors. The largest elephants in North America were Ice Age mammoths. The ulna shown below is from a mammoth that was about 10 feet tall. It's this bone right here. It looks like maybe they pulled a chunk out or something. There's an eye socket. I don't know how they look at this stuff, and I mean, I just see rocks here at first. You really got to study it. Of course, they know what they're doing. I feel like that's head or something. I mean, they've got this picture down here, and then there's another one up there, and I kind of feel like this might be that bone or something. Plaster jacketing the skull, so that's what it is. They put plaster around it to help preserve it, to get it out of there, I suppose. Huh. Okay, we're back around to the beginning. The tour is right behind us. So we are going to wrap this up and head back out to the bike. And then at this point, I'm probably going to start heading back to Spur Meadows Campground. I hope you enjoyed this. I'm going to run this video separate from the ride. So I hope you enjoyed this. I thought it was pretty cool. So I need to find my way out. So until then, I'll see you when we get back on the road. Okay, I just came through this door to leave, and good God, did you want them gigantic things? Talk about buck teeth. Did you want them gigantic things sticking out of your mouth? Goodness, they're huge. 10, 12 feet long, maybe? I think this is a replica of digging at the Snake River fossil site here. We got a bunch of skulls. These aren't elephants. Oh, these are bison. And yeah, these are all bison, it looks like. Steppe bison cow, species bison, age 200,000 to 10,000, status extinct. 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 There's a bull, extinct. Horns are made from keratin, just like their hoofs and our fingernails. This is the different from tusks, which are long, ever-growing teeth, and antlers, which are made from a type of bone that is grown and shed every year. American bison, extinct. Wow. Big old bison there. You know what? That's this dude right here. And of course, extinct. It'd be cool to have these big old animals running around these days. These are just, I think, replicas of the sites. Head smashed in, buffalo jumped. Oh, that's what that is. Apparently there's a bunch there because when they went off this cliff, they killed themselves. And then I think they're kind of showing here what happened to them, how they would end up with these sites. Like here, I'm pretty sure they got into this and couldn't find their way out. There's the edges and stuff. Not smart enough to call in a backhoe. And looks like they have a bunch of Indian heads here. Some more bones and stuff. Look at that, bow and arrow. Yeah. Spear with close arrowhead, spear thrower. And there's just a whole bunch of arrowheads here. All different shapes and sizes. Okay, thinking that's it. We're gonna head out. I hope you enjoyed this. It was definitely pretty cool. It was worth the stop. Very neat. Okay, till we get outside. Yes, we got one more wall here I did not see.
These people knew how to make lethal weapons.
That's a brain.
Knife blades,
Weird shape.
scattered all across the plains. They spread fast.
Yoka mammoth.
The evidence suggests it took them only 1,000 years to spread across that time.
This is kind of neat to make it look like snow, and I think these things it's pretty cool. discovered that. The hair on it and stuff. This looks like a baby. Was discovered in May of 2007 on the bank of the Yerbi River on the Yamal Peninsula in northwestern Siberia by an Inuit reindeer herder. 1-month-old female who lived about 42,000 years ago. Her body was almost complete. She was missing most of her hair and her toenails. Local dogs gnawed off her tail and part of her right ear. Still had residue of her mother's milk in her stomach, along with her mother's dung. So apparently they eat the poop. To populate or enhance microbial fauna in the digestive tract that breaks down. So they do it if it's a health thing for them. Some bones here. Display here, Mammoth bone houses. So maybe something like this was made to live in out of all the bones that people would find. Cool.